The year is 1925. In Paris, the air hangs thick with the scent of rain, Gauloise, smoke, and the sweet promise of tomorrow. Jazz music, a frantic and beautiful new sound, spills from hidden clubs and dances along the cobblestones of Montmartre. It is a city of dreams, still healing from the Great War, a place where fortunes are made and lost in the blink of an eye. Into this opulent setting moves a phantom, a whisper in the grand salons of the Hôtel de Crillon. He is known by many names, but tonight, he is simply the Count, Victor Lustig. But behind the charming smile and the knowing eyes, a different mind is at work. A mind as sharp and cold as a shard of glass. His gaze often drifts towards the city's most famous landmark, the Eiffel Tower. To Victor Lustig, it is something else entirely. It is a prop. Before he was the Count, he was just a boy. Born in 1890 in the town of Hostin, nestled within the sprawling, multi-ethnic expanse of Austria-Hungary. He was gifted from a young age with a preternatural talent for languages. He could slip between Czech, German, French, English, and Italian with the ease of a chameleon changing its colors. His early education in crime was not in the back alleys of Prague, but on the grand floating palaces that plied the Atlantic. Here, among the grand staircases and noisy casinos, the young Lustig honed his craft. He learned to read people in the flick of an eye, to spot the greedy, the lonely, and the arrogant. He started with simple card tricks, small-time hustles that netted him a few dollars here, a few francs there. Long before he ever considered selling national monuments, Victor Lustig perfected a different kind of scam. He called it the Romanian money box. This device, Lustig claimed, was a miracle of modern chemistry and engineering, a machine capable of perfectly duplicating any banknote. The 6-hour delay was pure theater, designed to build anticipation and make the process seem scientifically plausible. His victims, often shrewd businessmen and even hardened gangsters, were captivated. When Capone realized he had been swindled, he was reportedly more impressed than angry. By the time his new client discovered the box contained nothing more than useless gears, Lustig was long gone, likely already on a train to another state, another city, another life. Returning to Paris in the spring of 1925, Victor Lustig found a city buzzing with rumors about the Eiffel Tower's maintenance costs. His first step was to create an impeccable paper trail. He sent each of the top 5 scrap metal dealers a formal invitation to meet at the prestigious Hôtel de Crillon. The choice of venue was critical. It lent immediate legitimacy to his scheme. He spoke of the tower's exorbitant maintenance costs, citing fabricated figures with practiced ease. The tower, he explained, was to be dismantled and sold for scrap. He found his perfect mark in André Poisson, a man on the rise who desperately craved the acceptance that would come from securing such a monumental deal. Poisson offered Lustig a substantial bribe to ensure his bid would be selected. Lustig accepted with a show of reluctant duty, and the trap was fully sprung. With Poisson's check in hand, Lustig and his partner made their way immediately to the Gare de Lyon. Every second in Paris increased their risk of exposure. As the train sped out of France, Lustig likely allowed himself a smile. He had done it. He had sold the unsellable. Back in Paris, André Poisson waited. The promised call from the ministry never came. Finally, the humiliating truth crashed down. There was no government plan to dismantle the tower. Safely in Vienna, Lustig lived like a king. But when no headlines exposed his deception, he conceived an idea even more audacious. Why couldn't it work again? Incredibly, just 1 month later, Lustig returned to Paris and the very same hotel. The sheer nerve was astonishing, like a bank robber returning the next day to try the front door again. This time, one dealer smelled a rat and made a quiet inquiry with police. But Lustig's survival instincts kicked in. He fled before they could close in. Arriving in America during the Roaring '20s, Lustig found a country ripe for his talents. He soon graduated to counterfeiting, a direct assault on the U.S. government. He orchestrated a massive counterfeiting operation, producing bogus $100 bills of such high quality they became known as Lustig money. In 1935, betrayed by a jealous lover, the reign of Count Victor Lustig finally came to an end on a New York street corner. Convicted of counterfeiting, he was sentenced to 20 years and sent to Alcatraz. On the Rock, he was no longer Count Lustig, he was inmate number 300. The tailored suits were replaced with prison uniform. The world of champagne and deception was gone, replaced by the harsh reality of steel doors. On March 11, 1947, he died in a federal medical facility. His death certificate listed his occupation as apprentice salesman, a final irony for a man who had sold the unsellable. Lustig left behind a legacy of sheer audacity. He understood that the easiest person to fool is the one who already thinks you are just like them. The man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice.